How's it going, boys? Today on Historic we are playing an Ugin slash Ulamog colorless deck. Oh yes, one of my favorite babies of all time. You have seen it a million times, you have loved it a million times, and you will see it a million times more. The thing about Ugin and Ulamog decks is that Wizards every couple of months just decides that, hey, we're not happy how this is performing, and they're gonna change the way that you draw things or what things work better than others. So every couple of months, the same pile of 20-ish cards can be reformatted a little bit differently, and it plays a lot differently. The whole thing with this deck is, it's one of the strongest decks. It's easily the top 5 deck in all of Arena for a very good reason. Because it's extremely consistent and flat out wins on turn 4 most of the time, or puts your opponent out of a win condition on turn 4. Kinda coin flip who goes first as always, but this is the thing that people don't understand about the strongest decks in Arena. The most strongest, well-known S-tier decks in Arena are the ones that are the maximum closest to a forced 50-50 win rate that you can get. Because as soon as it comes down to essentially 1 or 2 cards that are flat out insta-win conditions because, well, you know, they're overstacked like Ugin and Ulamog. They're kind of overstacked on a single card with a text for what they do, so that's your win condition. The moment you make a deck around one single insta-win card, Arena instantaneously knows what's up and how to make you win or lose whenever it wants. And this is the struggle. Recently, I haven't seen Ugin decks around that often now. I haven't seen Ulamog decks around that much. This was one of the most popular decks ever. You know, graveyard decks still popular, red aggro still popular, elves, goblins running a rampage. But Ugin slash Ulamog decks, I haven't seen that in a hot minute to say the least. What's up with that? And well, I tried to make one, and wow, my old previous decks did not work. They had a pitiful win rate. So it was clear that Wizards again has, you know, did some tinkering on how cards are valued and drawn for this deck. So this is now the strongest version yet again of the same archetype we have seen 20-ish times. And now this deck is, well, back where it's at, that it's the strongest and it's gonna only play pretty much only against a handful of top-tier S-rank decks. So, you know, be happy about it. Is it fun? Is it brainless? Yes, I absolutely love it. 23 lands to be specific, a lot of things. We're gonna get over it when we start playing. And boys, thank you for the subscribing and liking, I greatly appreciate it. You all keep this channel well alive, and I absolutely adore and love you for it. Thank you for everyone. And with that being said, without any further ado, let's just get a cracking and see what happens. So I'm gonna reveal some secrets about deck making for anyone that's interested that, you know, are rarely talked about, because this is Arena. Now, paper magic doesn't exist, as we all know. It's just a grand old conspiracy theory by taco salesmen in basements. But we do... Oh, this is a win if we get it. This is Gate into Platinum, Angel into Protection. That should be GG right there. But the thing about creating a colorless Ugin deck is a very simple fact. First of all, you need to go first, which is always going to be a coin flip, let's be real at the end of the day. But, second of all, when making a colorless deck, you need to understand that you are playing not against your opponent, you're playing against the Magic Arena algorithm thingies. And that means that you need to do a couple of things. My previous Ugin deck, when I decided to check how good does it do, it did horribly. And why did it horribly? Well, only one reason, honestly. It was the fact that we never got Ugin Spirit Dragon in the opening hand. I don't exactly know why, what was the matter with that, but I did something that absolutely ruined the acquisition of Spirit Dragons in the opening hand. There we go. Making an Ugin slash Ulamog deck is all about just one thing. Combining the cards in such a way, I'm gonna keep this because it has Platinum Angels, combining the cards in such a way that the game always pretty much gives you an Ugin in the opening hand. And I'm not talking about Ugin the Infeasible, I'm talking about the other Ugin. You need to combine your cards in a way that Arena decides that, hey, this card is going to be in your opening hand all the time. And yes, it's 4 cards out of 61 in this case. But, you know, it is what it is. Oh, God, this is annoying. Is this red burned down? It could be. Well, if it is, it's not a problem. I'm going to drop Ugin the Infeasible in that case on turn 5. And most of your matchups, honestly, no matter the situation, are going to be a 100%. Ouch. Oof. Ah. Man, who hurt you as a child? Are gonna be against only tier 1 decks, and otherwise, only against, well, the most annoying things possible. Which is gonna be obviously I could sack one of these. Or I could just +1 and see. Well, let's see what he does. We went first. Most of your games are gonna be, in general, just a coin flip who goes first. That's what happens when you're playing Historic with the top tier decks that you can play. It's pretty much almost always a guaranteed coin flip who goes first. You know, there are some exceptions. For example, for live gain, it's more about the idea, the concept, the fact. Who gets up. Oh, that's something that I wanted in my life. How do I want to play this? Do I just want to do it? That would stall him for a turn, draw me a card, and he's not killing me anyway. 5. Nah, technically he could kill me. Technically. He's obviously not really doing it, but hey. I really want to do this. Honestly, I really want to drop Ugin the Infeasible, but it's Platinum Angel o'clock 100. I need to get 2 out. If I get 2 out, he's not winning for sure. If I get 1 out, well, he's still maybe winning. And that is obviously a huge problem. So let's see how things happen. Let's see what the coin toss is here. Ouch! The coin toss is absolute ouch. Well, I'm kinda okay with that. Admittedly, that's a little bit annoying, but yeah, good enough. Fine enough, as they say. So, how do I do this? Well, obviously I don't block because, you know, who cares about blocking, am I right or am I right? Can I play this and still cast stuff? No! Sag. Yeah, it's just gonna be get the second angel out and wait for, you know, things to happen. -5 HP, -20 HP, doesn't matter. But yes, a red burn is a very popular thing that you're gonna play against with these decks. Oh, wow, look at that! Roiling Vortex. Oh, fancy pants. I think I win. Because there's no way. I'm gonna Ugin now, and... Wait a minute. Actually, he got the Guardian, which is funny. This thing is not gonna even kill my stuff out of 10. Is there a knight? No, none of these are knights. Okay, I'm gonna do this. Honestly, no absolute point. It's just a risk at the end of the day. But what man takes absolutely no risks, you know? Oh, also, I got a pretty neat story. So... yeah, I'm just getting rid of that. Oh, finally! A little bit of gumph. Nice, I kind of wanted that because then I can start playing other things and it's going to be fine. But, a pretty good story. It happened in the past week. So, this is a story about government positions accumulating each other. And since everything in the government is a bigly boyo type of public dealing, a couple of problems arise. Every time a company, it doesn't matter if this is the government or this is any type of company, if a company acquisitions another company, the hell is this? If no man... Oh! I didn't even remember that part. But this is how life works, boys, essentially. Do I? Yeah, I actually attack. There's no difference. If a company acquires another company, the company that got acquired will have a leadership slash higher position change almost 99.9% of the time, and no matter what. So the people at the top positions are going to be most likely let go, and every reasonable person at the top position understands that. And they undoubtedly, obviously, fear that, because that's a huge problem, to say the least, right? So, if it's a public acquisition and it's gonna involve things going badly and people, come on, wizards. So essentially, when one governmental body takes over another governmental body, the side that is getting taken over is gonna get a change of leadership. And smart people don't want to obviously lose their high-valuing, high-paid, whatever cadaver positions. And this is what they essentially do most of the time. When it's the government, you can actually create a stink about it. That this takeover is not needed, everyone hates it, people are gonna lose their jobs, and so on and so on and so on. You're essentially 100% only protecting your own hide, but you're obviously making it out that to be that you are the good guy in protecting other people. And this means, well, this is essentially how government works in almost all facets, almost all possible positions. This is maybe a win because he's not dealing 12 damage next turn. In almost all facets, all positions, on all levels. And in my opinion, it's a pretty funny one. Public opinion matters, because most of the time public opinion is the one that keeps people in the office and what makes people not vote against someone else. So, if you can create a big enough public outcry about something being bad that's currently being done, maybe that decision will be reconsidered because, oh no, it's evil, bad, and it's gonna hurt people and whatnot. That is the usual case. Wait a minute, am I dead? 613. Nah, so alive, it's not even funny. And that's exactly what currently is happening in one governmental takeover body in my country. With people that I know. Well, women I'm trying to bang, obviously. So, they need to convince the people. Well, no, they don't need to convince. Well, they do need to convince. Okay, how do I explain this? Essentially, this is the problem. The people that are going to be taken over currently have convinced everyone under them that their positions are going to be at stake, that their way of living, life, income, and everything is going to be at stake if this happens. So obviously, everyone's pretty pissed and making a stink and, you know, trying to make it as public as humanly possible. Natural things. Obviously, when a takeover happens, if you're in not a leading position, chances that you're gonna be replaced very, very minimal. Unless your branch is underperforming like hell compared to the branch that's taking you over, you should be absolutely 100% fino. So, you know, it is what it is. Also, do we win this or not? Also, did I miss the Ugin Spirit a Dragon drop or not? I'm not sure. But this is fine. He's not gonna kill it big. He could have the Black Goblin that does the thing, but yeah, I'm doubtful, honestly. But yeah. So, in this situation, the people getting taken over are doing everything right. They're lying to people and telling that, you know, if the takeover happens, then, well, everyone's screwed. That's the obvious, the best lie that you can make in this position to protect your current way of life. So, the woman that, you know, I'm trying to get with has absolutely no real clue how to deal with this situation. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, this is so easy. This is like basic knowledge for me. But I sometimes forget that the most basicest things that I think are basic are not basic for other people. The most basic thing you think is basic maybe is mind-blowing, unreasonable for me. You know? It's a give and take kind of thing. Someone Oh no. That's extremely lucky. Or wizard shenanigans, obviously. Okay, so what's the easiest win in this type of situation in that case, you may be asking? Well, honestly, it's, wow, Poker God, quite simple. Your proponents who you want to assimilate only have any power to speak of because they have convinced the people under them that their lives are gonna change for the worse. Their lives are gonna be over and all of that jazz. And obviously, you just need to tell those people, and by the way, specifically those people, mention that group of people by name, mention them that they're special and all of that jazz. You just make them feel, make them understand that their lives are not gonna change, that they're gonna become better. The moment you do that, the good old saying of the enemy of my enemy is my friend more or less comes to light. Now, these people were never your enemy to begin with, but they were made into your enemy by, you know, the higher-ups that you want to assimilate. And that's obviously a no problem. The moment those people are no longer afraid to lose out on their positions because they understand that they're not going to be the losers out of this, their life is not going to change. They lose their reason to fight in the first place. They no longer have absolutely any need, any necessity to bear arms against you. And the moment they don't have to do that, well, suddenly your opponent has lost all of their power to actually do anything, seriously, anything against you. Because the only reason why what they said mattered in the first place was the simple fact that, should I just do this? Can I even do that? Yeah, I can do that. The simple reason why they had power in the first place was because there were people who listened to them. And now, since that is no longer the case, well, their opinions, their negativity, their rhetoric no longer matters to you and everything is fine. As long as there's not enough people to create a stink, it doesn't matter and you can go through with absolutely any type of thing that you want to go through with. And this is the situation. Well, we did have an Ugin, but he exiled everything. By the way, 3 thought seizures. Anyone want to guess what type of game this is, if not a forced loss? Oh, good times, good times. Well, Platinum Angel is pretty spicy. Can I? Yeah. Okay, let's do it like this. But yeah, that's essentially the easiest way to deal with that sort of negative situation. And that's it. It's kind of a super easy thing, obviously. Most situations like this are not that complicated, not that hard to pull off, and not that hard to understand. But wait a minute, I can actually Blink Nexus this. And I can block that and it's absolutely fine. And I get an extra turn of whatever this is. Okay, I like that, I like that. But yeah, that's the solution to that situation. And currently it's underway. I told her that that's what she should be doing, blah blah blah. And, well, you know, surprise surprise, everything's getting a lot better. And yes, I could have probably dropped the Powerstone Shard sooner and been fine, but this is also okay. So yeah, simple situations, sometimes even more simpler than you think. And now everything is slowly gonna... Wait a minute, that's illegal. Well, it is what it is. Was there a way I win that? Yeah, probably. One of the by far easiest ways I have found in life to figure out the solution to a problem, almost any problem, there are a few exceptions obviously, but if you want to figure out why a problem is happening even, or what's the solution to said problem, I have found that in life the easiest way to figure it out is to understand just 2 basic things. Why the problem is happening, and what's, why the problem is happening / understanding the problem, and understanding the bigger picture. If you understand what's the goal, what will happen if the problem continues, you know what to avoid. If you understand why the problem is happening, then usually you come to the conclusion that there are multiple usually, things that you can change at an X point, and the whole problem just vanishes instantaneously. That's kind of my experience with Hello there, Banishing Light, aren't you? Oh, loser. Okay, let's see, let me think. Well, let's do that again in that case. Okay, so he has Banishing Lights. I need to be a little bit careful about this. Or absolutely not, because it doesn't matter anymore. When a plan doesn't matter anymore, he's gonna concede there. Man, it's really hard talking about stuff like this, huh? But, well, honestly, that's pretty much all I wanted to say on that. Just think about stuff and, you know, usually you're gonna find a solution to stuff. It's rarely more, wow! But it's rarely more honestly complicated than that, so, you know, it is what it is. Okay, let me drop this Babazzle, Ugin, and +1 that no one expects. The classic no one expects Ugin. It's a treat. What can I say? Okay, next turn I can do more stuff. Oh, look at that. I hate it. How am I gonna deal? I'm just gonna minus that one. Hey, we have this Ugin thing for a reason. Ooh, another gateway. No one cares. Such an easy play, as they say. Well, they don't say that necessarily, but it's true. And let's drop an angel. Why not? Gain a little bit of life, gain a little bit of this, attack now and see what happens. It's all a part of the great game, boys. It's all part of the great game. So, this guy had a pretty weak South opening. Well, obviously, considering we just experienced a little bit of what is commonly referred to as absolute forced losses. You can easily tell forced losses currently for this deck, because most of the time it's going to be either the absolute perfection, like always type of play, or it's going to be my favorite type of... Oh, look at this guy. He's attacking and doing stuff. I should get rid of this because it's like really annoying. Oh, look at that. Say and you shall receive. What? Yeah, exactly. By the way, this whole story also does explain one of the biggest questions that a lot of us have nowadays. Why does legacy media even have any say in the matter? Because everyone knows that YouTube news, individual creators are absolutely lambasting the views of legacy media in a total. There are countless YouTube news channels that are outperforming every major news network that currently exists. But, despite that, why do they have power? It's because of situations like this. You know why 50 people saying something that something bad is happening matters? Well, it's very simple, because 50 people is a lot of people. Well, it's kind of relevant, you know, for you maybe the situation is going to be 1,000 people, but you know, it matters. It matters. And the media wants those stories. They want to hear those stories, they want to see those stories. Are we going to lose because we didn't draw any cards? Seems like it. Can I even do this? Is this going to be... Oh no, one card away. Oh no. Let's see. Is this gonna be Ugin? Well, at least it's not Ugin. But yeah, that's why the legacy media has power, because they're gonna write about these things, and there are still plenty of people who vote and have an impact in elections, in smaller elections, in local elections, that rely on legacy media. And they may not extremely like what is being done, so they won't vote. And that's why media still has power in a lot of aspects. It is stupid, but it is what it is. And that's why you need people to support your cause. Because the moment there's no one's talking about it, it's like one fringe person saying it, it no longer matters. But as long as it's a decent mass of people, it will matter. And that's why when you're in the upper echelons of government, in the upper echelons of respectable positions that people talk about, you always need to keep in the back of your mind, if this happens, what will the media do about it? Or write about it? That's why, sadly, legacy media is still valuable. I have not been paying attention to how many losses/wins do we have, but I'm sure if someone just goes ahead and counts it, I'm very, very certain that most of the wins are happening when we go first, and most of the losses are happening when we go second, because that's just the way of life. And the losses that happen are pretty bullshit, most likely. Also, let's be like one hundo here. 7? I will actually be able to drop an Ugin. This guy looks like he's doing honestly nothing, so... Okay. Wow. Oh, okay. Annoying, but not deadly. Drop that, I can drop the platinum. There's no reason to drop the platinum. I think I can take the lick. Yeah, I think I can take the lick. Honestly, I could have played this and then light... No, he's not using anything with... I think this is a Doxos Embercleave deck. There is a reason to use this thing in a Doxos Embercleave deck, which would be kind of funny. Well, interesting. What are we gonna see? He didn't play anything, so you know what's the deal here, Wizards? If I can -3, that puts this at 4, which means it's surviving. Literally, I just took a pre. No, I can't because that's just 4. Yes. That's a lot of damage. I need to find something that actually fixes my HP. A Zhalfirin Void, pretty good. Another one. Yeah, I'm gonna keep it as another one. Another one is completely a-okay here. Okay, do this. And let's see, maybe he just surrenders now. If he has nothing else. I am gonna gain life with Inventors Fair, and I can sack Inventors Fair and get my thing up. But I am 1 mana off of actually casting it, so maybe that's not the play Alea that I will do. Kinda depends, but you know. Ba-da-dum. 9 HP, maybe he's thinking. Huh? Yeah, he's killing the Ugin, huh? What a bad boy. Haven't seen this in a while. Bone Crusher Giant. Still a good... Well, I actually have seen him quite a lot since playing the Ugin deck. Wait, is that it? When bone becomes a target of a spell. Okay. +2 with Ugin does not trigger him if I remember correctly. Oh, ain't that a shame? Yeah, +2 doesn't trigger him. I remember that quite well. And now, let's get the coup de grace. There it is, a Forsaken Monument. A life gain on steroids, boys. That's what I like. Also, leave in the comments below your opinion. Should I bump up the average video duration to 45 minutes? Maybe an hour? I don't know, 30 is like... I guess it doesn't matter. Well, on YouTube, only thumbnails honestly matter, and, you know, names of things. Well, video names and thumbnails in YouTube are the only thing that honestly matters, so it is what it is. Oh boy, what a great experience. Be a YouTuber, only care about thumbnails and whatnot. It's pretty funny. Well, it's saddeningly funny. Do you not have a land that attacks my face, by the way? Oh, of course, Wizards. Don't do me dirty like this. Okay, so this is what I can do. I'm pretty sure there's no way to be punished. Because I can just Blinkmoth Nexus. Blightmoth Nexus. I think he doesn't know about it, or he has an Ember Cleave, but I seriously kind of doubt it. Oh no, he may actually have an Ember Cleave here. That's insane. Because if he has an Ember Cleave, yeah. The only reason why you would ever do that is because you have an Ember Cleave. Now that's impressive. Now that's an impressive amount of hubbaloo. That is truly something different. Okay, but I can in turn do this. And this. Which is already kind of like, wow, disgusting. So, get rid of that. But yeah, the Ember Cleave prediction was so easy. Because what's the point of playing this card in a red deck if you're not playing Doxos Ember Cleave? Which is ridiculously broken, let's be real for a second. Could drop also Platinum Angel to completely crush his soul. Oh my. See, this is why we got rid of the Ember Cleave. Yep, that's how it goes. Oh, please, just... What? Man, this guy just does not give up. Seriously, you're not gonna give up even when seeing the Platinum Angel? Now that's dedication. Or maybe the side effects of being a Jace avatar. Honestly, it's like, it's kind of hard to tell. Oh, didn't attack with the Blinkmoth Nexus, but it's fine. Okay, so now there's a 6, a 4, and wow, you're still going strong, eh? This looks like a good hand, but usually when you have an Ulamog in the opener, it's kind of sussy-wussy. Honestly, you can ditch the Ulamog and replace it with 2 Maze Mine. We lost. How do I know we lost? Because I know what that is. Oh, and wait, actually, no. If he doesn't drop a second Firebrand Charger, we're fine. This is a Goblin deck, by the way. Yes. If you're a new viewer, you're probably thinking, does he see the future? No, I'm just very... I have played a lot of games, and I know exactly what this stupid, absolutely riggedy-root game does on a, well, daily basis. Ooh, I'm gonna keep that. Well, maybe we are gonna win with this, because he's not dealing enough damage. He didn't go first. But usually it's 2 Firebrand Chargers into the Goblin that gives haste and buffs everything. But in this case, well, I guess he's just poor or something, because man, he ain't doing anything. You look at that, it's kind of pathetic. Yeah, well, it is what it is. I didn't ask him to have the worst combo wombo in existence. He did it himself. Can't even blame me, honestly, for that. But it seems like this is a win. Enjoyable, what can I say? Again, it's a coin toss. It's a coin toss. And, well, it's not a coin toss always. You still have that 1 in 20 games where actually skill matters. But this deck is so devoted? No, wrong word. Skill divided? Devoted? Revived? Something words are hard. Also cute, but no cigar. Seriously, didn't even drop a land. Well, it is what it is. Bam. Also, I can't wait for someone to make this deck and then put it on 21 lands or 24 lands and then cry that it doesn't work. There's a very sad reason why I have exactly everything like this in this deck. Technically, you currently take this deck, you want to play it, you don't have a card, you're done. Boys, all I want in this game is the ability to play rock, paper, scissors on who goes first. Oh, imagine the chaos. Imagine the absolute chaos that Wizards would experience. People would leave the game most likely in absolute droves. That's this card. Admittedly, why didn't you use the thing that looks in my hand and says, no sir, not today, sir? Not sure, but whatever. Could have also went for the Forsaken Monument, with the Hedron. Another one! Really? Why? I'm sure this is not Sugoi, so why? Okay, let's see. So I'm gonna just play this, no questions asked. BAM! Son, where'd you learn to do that? And then I name some kind of very ominous porn address where I learned to do that. Ooh. Okay, let's see. Blast Zone, pretty cool. Let's see, do this. I am gonna be forced into playing the Angel. Can I actually play this and still? Yes, wow, I actually can. That's amazing. Oh, I did not expect that one, though. Okay, I'm kind of out of MacGuffins, though. I can do that. Yes, I can actually play the Platinum Angel and Blinkmoth Nexus and get rid of everything here. That's amazing. But why do I feel an Ember Cleave? Tell me why. Ain't nothing but a harmony. Tell me. Okay, I'll stop. I understand. I understand. Okay, how do I do this? 6 big boy cuts? Yeah, this is probably the best. No, actually, yeah, this is... Wait, don't tell me you legitimately didn't have Ember Cleave. Oh, you poor creature. Wow, that's so bad. By the way, probably some... Oh, the blaze. Someone give this guy a golden medal. By the way, some of you are probably thinking that you can improve this mana base. Well, for everyone who's thinking that, I'm gonna say, no you can't. No you can't. Because the whole point of this mana base is to have extra draw capacity options. AKA, Hedrons, things like Buried Ruin that get them back. A decent hand. Zhalfirin Void is always a good start, what can I say? Probably these... Is it possible? Are we versus another enchantment? Is that the reason why? No. Yes. Yes. I am sure this is no coincidence that Karn is being given to us. Oh yeah, that's probably a graveyard deck. Okay, Wizards, I'm gonna take it. Authority of the Consul. Wait, are you or are you not? Whoa. Are you or are you not a graveyard deck? And by the way, Karn's pretty... I never showed you the sideboard, I think. But it's a pretty classical sideboard, honestly. Nothing too special. Why... No. Wait, what does he even pre-med there? Tell me, confusion. Do I go for Grafdiggers? No. Yeah, no Grafdiggers. I'm gonna go for the statue. Yeah, that's probably... He's looking at it. Oh, wow. Okay, Chief, okay. I'm not even gonna ask who hurt you, because I definitely see a Heliod main deck having some... Well, not some, but a lot of problems. Cat on purple for extra luck. Ain't that right, Table Kun? Cosmic Elixir. Cute but no cigar, I guess. Well, he loses one, he gains one. This is gonna have a summoning sickness, so I guess it doesn't matter. Zhalfirin Void me. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna keep that. Okay, do this. And suddenly, everything's a lot better in life. And a Meteor Golem. But yeah, this is the most classicest of side decks you can have. The ship. The ship is something that people, by the way, always, always forget about. The ship is the best sideboard piece that we have, honestly. Okay, gonna drop this now. Oh my, actually that's a misplay a little bit, but that's fine. I'm actually gonna be a little bit careful because this dude is definitely cheeky and sneaky. He may have even a cleansing Nova in the main board. And I definitely think he has something to kill the God-Pharaoh statue with. A lithiform engine, you say? Ain't that illegal in 52 states or something? But yeah. Karn, what a card. Let me think, what can I do here? That's 8. I can't yet. I sadly cannot yet just... Oh no, wait, I can't just GG him. What am I talking about? Do that plus Blinkmoth Nexus. There we go. Man, almost didn't see the... Imagine me losing a lethal because I didn't know... Unacceptable. Bucketman 23. Now that's a respectable name. That is one hundo a respectable name. And this is definitely keep Karn in opening hand because that's most likely ultimatum deck with Yorion, which makes no sense, but that's what Yorion decks do. I hate Yorion still. What a dumb card. At least it has gotten... Yeah, that's Sultire ultimatum. Probably not Sultire. A 3-color combination. We're gonna call it the Zagot ultimatum now, because that makes more sense, because this is the trio of the 3 colors. Wow, I'm an idiot. That realization hits hard though. Okay, whatever. Karn, Grey 2, Daddy-o, it's time for you to, well, make someone regret his life decisions. Also, question mark, did I lose just now because... Oh no, it's green. Counterspell? No. 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 Tablecon was sweating there, boys. Tablecon was so much sweat. Anyway, that's the Grafdiggers. The Grafdiggers should be the GG. I don't think he's playing after the Grafdiggers because it prevents the ultimatum from working. And that's the win condition. Animal? Well, wait a minute. Wait a minute. How can you use this if I just countered your whole deck's reason to exist? Hello? Are you actually not the ultimatum deck? That seems a little bit absurd. Well, whatever. Your loss. I only think that... Well, what is he gonna do? Yorion? Nah. Okay, how do I do this? Well, first things first, I do it like this. Need to draw lands. Actually, it wasn't that bad. I was expecting a little bit worse. But yes, we need this combination of things for drawing. There's nothing better than Hedron Archive for drawing. Oh, look at that! It's ultimatum, does things and whatnot. Look at that! Creature cards in graveyard and library can't... Wait a minute, now I see the problem. Creature card... Wait, it's gonna be enchantment creature... For show, boy. Loser. Dude, you can't enter the gray thingy. Wait, why could he enter the... Why? Oh, what's happened? Card descriptions! So my question is obvious. Why didn't Grafdigger's Cage prevent that thing from entering the battlefield? Can someone explain that BS3 to me? And we have 6 mana with Forsaken Monument. We need to find a solution to surviving. Okay, we found the solution to surviving. That seems okay. The question now is, can we actually get it fast enough? 4 go first. He did have a Gitu Lava on it. Oh, that's slow! Still do a lot of damage, honestly. But this is at least dealable-ish. Also, let's do some quick maths. 3... I actually can just drop the Platinum Angel next turn if I feel like it. Depends on how many spells he uses to kill me here. If he even casts any, you know. Then maybe I want the extra HP. I kind of want him to use all the... of course, light up the stage. Light up the stage into nothing. Wow, that is impressively bad. Well, whatever. I'll take impressively bad any day of the week. That's a maximum of 5? 5? Yeah, he needs 3 lightning strikes, essentially, to kill me here. Okay, well, maybe he has 3... Oh, God. I'm dead. There's no way I survived this. There's no way I survived this. Well, whatever. We have ended the game with... Oh, currently we have a 60% win rate. 2, maybe he doesn't have to. He has this. Oh, come! No! No! Oh, that actually... Wait. Are you kidding me? Exact top deck lethal. Look at this. 2 light up the stages, 2 Gitu Lava Runners, and 2 Wizard's Lightnings. Oh, you gotta be shitting me, boy. Man. How is this even legit? You know what's my favorite part about this game except Poker God? It's still Poker God. It is the fact... I should honestly mulligan this because this is horrible. But it is the fact that if you're playing an Ugin / Ulamog deck and you don't have a main board Karn, you're gonna play against Cat Oven decks. If you are playing this deck and have a main deck Karn who can go into Grafdigger's Cage, then you're not gonna play against Cat Oven decks. That's my favorite part about this stupid game. That is honestly my absolute favorite part about this stupid game. It's the fact that you can just not play against Cat Oven almost ever. If you do something as trivially, stupidly simple... I'm gonna do this, why not? If you just do something as trivially stupid as put in a Karn so you can side deck Grafdigger's Cage to dodge Cat Oven decks. Amazing.